Hey, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about doing SEO for images. Now, image SEO by itself isn't a huge ranking factor, but it definitely contributes to the overall effectiveness of your SEO campaigns, and there's lots of benefits for taking the time to do it. And the great thing is, it's pretty easy to do. It's just a little time consuming and methodical, but it's not hard to do at all. So what are the benefits of image SEO? Number one, when you're including optimized images on a page on your website, it helps to improve the overall SEO of that page, and it also helps Google better understand what that page and what those images are about. Because although they're getting better at understanding images without any kind of accompanying text, they still rely on the text tags, title tags, alt tags, things like that you add to your image to help it better understand what that image is about. And it helps, and when those images are used on a page on your site, it helps Google better understand what that whole page is about. Another big benefit is Google image search, which is the biggest image repository on the internet. Millions of people go there every day. So what happens is somebody's looking for an image, they go there, they do a search, they find your image. Your image includes a link back to the web page where that original image is found, so it helps drive traffic back to your website. Another added benefit is a lot of times if you have a journalist, you have somebody writing blog articles, things like that, they're looking for images to include in their website. They might do a search. If they find your image and they want to use it, typically what will happen is they'll include your image on their website and they'll give you a link attribution back to your own website. So now you're doing link building on top of optimizing your images, so you're getting lots of additional SEO benefits by with image SEO. Now there's two things you need to understand: alt tags, file names. Alt tags are basically the text descriptions you give an image. Number one, to help make it accessible for the visually impaired, for the blind, so they can understand what that image is about, because programs that they use will read the alt text aloud to them so they can understand what that image is supposed to be about. It also helps the search engines better understand what that image is about, and it's also used when images can't be displayed. So if you ever go to a web page where the images won't load, a lot of times what you'll see is you'll see some text there. That's the alt tag text that's there in place of the broken image on there. Okay. Second thing you need to know are file names. File names help the search engines also understand what that file is about. So you need to make sure that you use descriptive names on here. So when you're optimizing your images, a couple things: use descriptive text and keep it under 125 characters if you're using alt tags. So if you have a picture of a red apple on there, make sure you put in your alt tag red apple. What kind of apple is it? Is it a Macintosh apple? Is it Concord? Or whatever kind of apple it is. A good alt tag description for an apple would be, red Honeycrisp apple. Something like that, because now it's very descriptive, so if somebody's looking for red Honeycrisp apples, your image has a good chance of showing up in Google image search on there. So make sure you take the time to leave descriptive descriptions of your images. Same thing with file names. Don't use jumbled up files, which happens a lot, and a lot of times it happens by default, bunch of text and letters mixed up. Make sure you take the time to, if you have that Honeycrisp apple, make sure you name your file, honey-crisp-red-apple on there. Dashes are used to split words apart. Okay, so make sure you use descriptive file names as well. When it comes to Google My Business, an additional tip is, and this isn't I don't believe to be an official ranking factor, but I definitely do it all the time. I encourage people to do it because it's easy to do. If you're uploading images to your Google My Business page and you're doing local SEO, use your phone. Because when you take a picture with your phone, there's so much data that's embedded in that image. It knows exactly when you took it, where you were, things like that. It knows your GPS coordinates, things like that. And when you upload that image, it gives all that data back to Google as well. And they may or may not use that data, but it helps them understand that these images were taken very close to your business, on there, and that may or may not be a ranking factor, but it's definitely worthwhile to do because it's super easy to do. So use your phone when you're uploading pictures to Google My Business. Definitely helps with those geotagged images on there. And all this stuff goes, are true for screenshots and graphics too. If you're creating graphics, if you're creating screenshots, things like that, make sure you take the time to add very descriptive text on there, because I get a lot of links too, even when I do screenshots or simple data graphics. If I'm putting a little chart together, things like that, a lot of people search for that data, and what they'll do is they find a neat little graphic that you made with some stats, statistics, or some other data. They may want to use that in their own article, and you'll get a link attribution back to your website. So not only for pictures, make sure you do it for screenshots, graphics, any kind of visual art on your website. Make sure you take the time to do all this stuff, add your alt tags, descriptive file names, things like that. And what you'll find is over time that you'll start getting more image search traffic. You'll start getting more of your images showing up in Google image search, and it'll definitely help with your overall SEO. So hopefully this was easy enough for you to understand. If you have any questions, you can go to 3bugmedia.com. Thank you very much, and have a good day.